Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend 3 from the Nintendo Game Boy. Last episode, Weggie, Bwizzy, Bubbles, and Gilda defeated Fenrir and released the curse on all these villagers, so now they're going to give us some information on what we need to do. You have the curse of Fenrir upon us. Let me give you some advice. Go find Buzi and Mount Hasbid. He was a Talon chief crew who can help you gather other members. And we were told that the mountain is in the southwest. And now that we defeated Fenrir and rescued Faye, the ship to Knaya that leaves from Darius, the first town we went to, now that ship is available to travel the ocean. So we're going to have to go back to Darius and take it. I'm making arm for King Clamon. Visit me when you come to Cirrus. I can be of help. Okay. And you saved us from Fenrir. Thank you. Alright. So now, like I said, I'm just going to board the Talon. We can't cross the oceans because the hover function of the Talon is not usable. So we're going to have to take this boat from Darius here. But before we do that, I want to get a random encounter here while I'm flying around here. So the weird thing is, like I said, we can fly the Talon around, but we can't cross the water. But we're going to be able to use the remote to pull the Talon across the water. So I don't know how it gets across the water with the remote, but it just does. So, and if you don't use the remote to summon it, eventually Buzi will use the remote for us to do it when we rescue him eventually. He'll be the first of the Talon crew members who we end up rescuing. So I wanted to get this enemy while I'm still in the Talon here, because remember the Talon gets that free attack with the cannon. We'll get better weapons as we explore more dungeons here in Pureland that'll do more damage to enemies. But I wanted to keep this battle in because we're going to get some of that the bone meat there from that thing, from the dinosaur there. That's the same class that Bubbles in right now, the D-bone, and that's a fire monster meat. So we can use that to transform Bubbles into a new monster. At the level she's at, she'll turn into one of those wheel monsters. So they're the ones with a pretty good evasion, magic and physical. They have multi-targeting attacks. They have a burn attack, which targets everyone with fire. They have a quake attack, which attacks everyone with the quake spell. So yeah, pretty good monster. So they don't have the instant death attack, but it's okay. With 5 party members, we don't really necessarily need all that instant death. So yeah, we can still pretty much one around most things with the Talon helping us out and Faye helping us out. She's actually pretty good. She's a little bit stronger than what Dion was. It has a little bit better equipment, a few better spells. She lacks an instant death spell like Dion did, but like I said, instant death ain't as important right now. So I kept this battle in because well, while instant death isn't so important right now, Bubbles changed form again. Now she is back to the Medusa-type monster, which means that she'll have that Stone Gaze ability to turn enemies into stone. And here's the enemies that we wanted to get. The bulbfish and the squids there, right and left. They're both obviously sea monsters, so they don't have to worry about eating their meat. And then after this, now we can, speaking of sea, we'll be able to go to that village, Darius, and then take the boat to Knaya. And very similar, when we get to that town, there'll be other boat docks there. There'll be two, one back to Darius, and then there's another one to another village, but it'll be blocked off. At least you say, like, you have to do a quest in this area first. And we already got an idea of what that quest is from the people in the village. It didn't really have a name. Usually they refer to it as Itar's village, because Itar is the one guy who was still who was not turned to stone. It's usually called Itar's village. But they were saying that we need to go down to the southwest and look for Mount Hasbid and look for Bwizzy there, Mount Hasbid, and look for Bwizzy there, one of the Talon crew members. So we go talk with this guy on the ship here. He's gonna let us go. Just say, if we say no, then we can't do anything. If we say yes, then he pops back on. And we get to take the ship, short trip. And this is like a commerce village. So now we can't go to Pureland yet. We have to wait for the ocean to clear, which is basically the game's way of saying that hey, we're gonna have to do some stuff around here first. So, welcome to Knaya, the center of trade. Let's talk to all these folks there. There's a dead end. I don't know what that was for. Buzi was the chief crew member of the Talon. Ask him to join you. Shah is a crew member of the Talon. He's living in Cape Frost now. And both of those are very similar to where we're going. They're very close. Like I said, we're going to Mount Hasbid. That's where we'll find Buzi, and then the Cape Frost is directly to the north of the mountain. But it's not going to be as easy as just going to those places and picking them up. We're going to have to do a little bit of a questing for both of them. So clear out our inventory because we're going to buy a lot of stuff here. So each of these group of 3 pillars, doesn't matter which one you enter. They all take you to this little group where there's 3 shops. So we want to buy the next new accessory, the scarf, and then we want to buy 2 mirror armors for Bwizzy and for Gilda, and then we'll buy that mirror shield for Faye. She doesn't have a shield, so we want to buy that shield for her. Get a diamond helmet for Faye as well. And we want 2 diamond gloves, even though we already have diamond gear on Bwizzy with them. It gives a little bit of a better defensive. So we're not buying the diamond gloves for their resistance to thunder, because we already got that with the diamond helmet. But we do want the diamond gloves because they give a little bit of better defense physically there. So another point of defense. So yeah, the iron doesn't give anything, so there's no point in having it. So we also get a little bit more defense from our. Now it did take her attack down, but most of the time she's Gilda's just using her stone attack, so it doesn't really matter that her defense went down a little bit. Bwizzy there is just again outfitted. Let's get the new accessory, the scarf. And I'm trying to remember what ones you want to replace. You want to replace the shades. Okay. So put the earrings on, or the scarf, and then put the earrings back. I'm just obsessive compulsive, so they gotta be in the same place. So gotta get the earrings on the right side, and then the scarf on the left. Here we go. Fine. We'll look like we're all set and ready to go. But there are going to be some items that we want to buy. So we want to buy a new weapon. There's 2 new martial arts here for Gilda to pick up. We want to get the one. We want to get the judo. Judo is the best one, the second strongest martial art. And we want to pick that up here. Because the other places they sell a different one. I think it's headbutt or something, not smother. Smother is the one that we currently have. Knee drop. There it is, knee butt. But that one, you see, is a little bit cheaper, so it's not as good. It's better than the smother, but it's not as good as the judo. So if you can afford the judo, get the judo. So a bunch of our stuff we won't need. Not that we really need the money, but we want the inventory space. Our inventory is getting kind of crowded, especially as we're starting to get in Pureland here. We got a lot of elemental crystals. We got earth, water, and air crystals in the regular world. But now once we got into Pureland here, we can start getting light, dark, and fire crystals. So Those are, I bought those diamond gloves again. I already bought them, so... Yeah, I wasn't looking at my notes. So I spent a little extra money, but that's okay. So... I said money's not an issue for us. We have many shops here. They are worth visiting. Got a new item here. 2, actually. The tent is like an inn, outside. You can use it. And then magic is like an ether, like the ether that restores your MP. But we already have a bunch of elixirs, so we're gonna finally grab the Lit 2 spell. That'll go on Bubbles. Looking for a mystic sword, but no one sells them. We will be getting a first mystic sword pretty soon. Unfortunately, it's being the first one that we get, it's going to be the weakest Mystic Sword, but still, it's going to be a good improvement for Weggie. The Mystic Swords are interesting because everybody gets a double multiplier with them. Normally, only humans get double multiplier with weapons, and mutants get double multiplier with magics. But with a Mystic Sword, everybody, mutant, human, robots, cyborgs, beasts, they all get the double multiplier with the Mystic Swords. So they end up becoming the best equipment in the game. Finally, we're going to give the first one here to Weggie, because Weggie, his attack is kind of suffering now a little bit, his robot talent of the dash. If we had other robots, we'd start getting some better talents, like there's a talent Dance, which can do like instant death on characters. If it doesn't do instant death, it still deals a lot of damage. But like I said, we're keeping Weggie as the little mouse robot, so we don't have access to that. But once we get the first Mystic Sword, we'll see his damage output increase. So I'm just going to show off, yeah, like those people said, we can't use float and dive here in this world, and that's just the way that the game can kind of like railroad you in this area. So we'll move the remote around a little bit. Use the remote, and it summons the Talon. Like I said, how it managed to get across the water, we don't know, but we're glad it did. If you don't summon the Talon, when we pick up Bwizzy, he will actually summon the Talon for us. So, because we're going to need the Talon, of course, to advance eventually. But there is the Mount Hasbid that we need to climb up. And it's another short little mountain, just like the mountain to Maitreya's tower back in Floatland. There ain't going to be any of those little X's that heal our hit points, though, like a free inn on our way up here, which is really bad, because we're going to fight these new monsters called Masters, which are basically like the kind of the minions of the main big boss in this game. And we'll learn who that is in just a little bit here. So we'll learn that when we fight the first minion. So we also still got 2 more of those water entity minions to deal with. And we were told there was 4 of them. We took care of Chaos and Maitreya. So 2 more still left in this world. But a lot of the bosses we're going to be fighting when we call these things called the Masters. I guess because they're like the masters of this world. Got another light crystal. There are, I believe, 9 light crystals, 10 dark crystals, and 5 of each elemental crystal search for fire. I think there's only 4 fires. So, not a lot of new enemies in this area. We got the big head there. We had the 75mm and Typhoon monsters from the last battle. So yeah, you can see why we're glad that we went to Samurai class, because one of the Samurai class over there that Bwizzy is currently in, they have that Dispel, that instant death spell. The other type of cyborgs are the terrorist type cyborgs over there, and one, they have the weakness to Quake, and they don't have that Dispel, so they don't have that potential instant death attack. So yeah, it's much better to have the Oath water type robots. Oath water type cyborgs. So this way, there's gonna be another treasure chest here. Grab it. A cool scarf. We can use that as an item to cast Ice 2. But we're never going to use this thing. You can use it also too, like I said, it gives you protection from fire. And then we got a new weapon for the Talon, the missile. So we're going to make a save right here because we can see there's somebody over there. There's a monster and a person. So if you take one step forward, you get drawn into a fight. And we'll see that fight in the next episode. Thanks for following along. Have a good one. See you then. Bye.